Presenting a one-of-a-kind automobile museum, a looping motion in space through the past, the present, and the future.
Design brief. As you all know, the museum is a center where people can connect to their past and value their existence. Some of the legendary brands, which also play a major role in the Indian automobile industry, are chosen to be displayed in the museum. The following brands are Hindustan Motors, Tata Motors, Maruti Suzuki, Rolls-Royce, Mercedes-Benz, and the Fast and Furious movie franchise. The projects aim at creating an automobile museum describing the heritage and cultural importance of the automobile industry in India during different looping motion of time, past, present, and future. The methodology includes different stages from primary data collection, live case studies, literature case studies, site analysis to design stages. The project selected is a live project and is located in Bangalore. The client being Karnataka Vintage and Car Club Bangalore is known to have prominent car collections across India. They have already 5 acres of land in Rajarajeshwari Nagar in Bangalore. A total of 50 crore will be put to this project. Heritage Transport Museum, Haryana. Heritage Transport Museum is located at Gurgaon, Haryana in 3 acres of land. The building form consists of industrial era design. Multiple levels were created at the ground level according to site contour. The structural system is placed without obstructing views. The exposed column gives a feeling of the automobile industry. Cutout slabs provided as a form of display techniques and circulation. Electrical units combined together for easy access. Outdoor HVAC units are placed on a raised plinth for dust and water resistant. Easy fire truck access to plumbing and fire escape room. The sewage treatment plant tank was placed 4 meters away from the service road for easy maintenance. Here we can see different types of display techniques: parallel parking, 45-degree parking, mixed parking, floating island, wheel cart exhibit. The key factor in the museum is its circulation. There are some circulation movements that came to my notice in the museum. Cutout slabs also helped in the formation of ATM spaces, thereby providing a bird's eye view of the exhibits. Height restriction below the ramp. Linear steel pipes are also provided as a protective barrier without blocking the view. The total car display area is 1037 square meter with an average of 33.4 square meter required for each car exhibits. Auto World Vintage Car Museum, Gujarat. Auto World Vintage Car Museum is located at Ahmedabad, Gujarat in 3 acres of land. There are main entry, secondary entry and tertiary entry to the museum, which filters vehicular entry, parking and visitors entry respectively. This 104 years old fort was converted as a museum. Aluminium roofing added as a part of the conversion of the fort into a museum. Curtains are provided for shading, which blocks the view at the approach. The display technique consists of 45-degree parking exhibits and mixed parking exhibits, which could only display either two sides of the car. The total car display area is 3,365 square meter with an average of 37 square meter required for each car exhibits. Mercedes-Benz Museum, Germany. Mercedes-Benz Museum is located at Stuttgart, Germany. The building form is based on the shape of Wankel engine components, which thus creates triangle atriums. The display technique consists of centrifugal car display, which helps in viewing multiple cars from a single point of view. Display on ramps creating an ambience of the racetrack. Vertical display on the wall where one can view the roof of the car. And finally, high-rise platform suitable for central courtyard spaces. Structure and materials include concrete, glass and aluminum plates. The total car display area is 16,500 square meter with an average of 37 square meter required for each car exhibit. Peterson Automotive Museum, California. Founded in 1994, the museum underwent a $125 million renovation, especially to the facade. The display technique consists of custom car arts, which highlight a single car in a dedicated room, a Hollywood fame gallery where movie special cars could be seen, raised platform exhibits emphasizes the high level of view of the cars, and finally, parallel exhibits, which is common in museums across the globe. As a part of the renovation, a ribbon facade followed by stone and metal claddings were added to the facade, which transformed the museum into a modern era museum. Comparative analysis. A total of 4 case studies were conducted, 2 literature case studies and 2 live case studies. 2 of the live case studies and the Peterson Museum shares similar site areas of 3.4 acres of land. An average of 38.3 square meter of area for each car exhibited identified among all the 4 case studies. Mercedes-Benz Museum derived its concept from the Wankel engine component. Peterson Museum facade was based on hot rod custom cars. Heritage Museum follows the concept of the industrial era, and the Auto World Museum used to be a Ford before. In terms of building form, all the 4 case studies depict different styles ranging from modern era architecture, facade renovation, industrial era, and forts. Considering materials and structure, all the case studies have concrete, glass, steel, and aluminium as a common factor. While analyzing the display technique from all the case studies, custom cars, display arts, Hollywood fame gallery, display on a raised platform, and 45-degree parking exhibit with proper access to all the 4 sides of the car are chosen. Site context. The site is located at Rajarajeshwari Nagar in Nayantanahalli, Bangalore. The land map depicts the location of the site at a residential zone and hence serves the advantage of the visibility of the project. The growth map helps in understanding that there's more exposure to the project. The transportation network shows that there's easy access to the site via metro, monorail, interchanging points. Site located near to Mysore Infrastructure Corridor Nice Road, Nandi Infrastructure Corridor Enterprise Road. Since the land use dynamic map shows a thick built-up zone at the site, the proposed museum building form should be unique. The population density map shows more than 1,000 persons per hectare, hence more visitors to the museum. Site analysis. From the site context, we can see that the site is located in a residential area with immediate access 20 meters from the bus depot. It is only 1.5 km from the Nice Road Expressway and 800 meters from Uttarahalli Main Road, hence easy access to people coming from both Bangalore and Mysore. Access from the airport, railway stations are under a 50 km radius. The site has thick vegetation of palm trees and abandoned poly houses which will be demolished and cleared. The stakeholder is Karnataka Vintage Car Collection Club Bangalore. It's a live project. The maximum permissible FAR is 1.25 and coverage of 45%. The setbacks are considered with the height of the building, thus 10 meters should be left for buildings of height above 27 meters and up to 30 meters. There is an only entry point to the site, natural ventilation from the west side without any inherence of buildings, providing airflow movement to the proposed museum. There is a gradual contour difference of 3 meters shallow at the center of the site, which also determines the natural flow of water to the center. Design concept. The concept of the museum begins with the looping motion of space, which is a motion of space through a different era of time such as past, present, and future timelines. These timelines are also related to cars exhibited such as vintage cars, present trends, and futuristic cars. Introducing the infinity loop to the project, thereby relating it to time and space. This also includes introducing an infinity loop to the building, form, and circulation, thus an infinite movement through different timelines in the museum. The infinity looping structure placed aligns with the elongated site. Alignment along the north is done considering the sun path and natural wind flow. The infinity loop hypothetically does not contain a starting and an ending point. Thus, practically, A common starting and ending point is provided with respect to entry and exit points in the project. The infinity circulation movement pattern is provided in light of infinity loops. Having no repetition in circulation in the museum thus proves a success in museum planning. The central courtyards create a micro-forest and a pond which in turn helps in the cooling of the museum. Both the central courtyards can be viewed from the ramps. The building aligned according to the climatic conditions so that maximum wind flow passes through the building. The shorter side of the building, aligned to the south, minimizes the amount of sunlight falling on the building. The infinity ramp splits into past, present, and future timeline ramps. Survey. A survey was conducted among 30 individuals from different automobile fields such as zonal managers, design crews, and auto enthusiastic online crews. This was mainly focused to understand the various requirements of automobile enthusiasm. Different categories of spaces were given with regard to the conclusion from the survey: vintage, futuristic, unique, exotic, and current trend cars to be exhibited at the museum. Overhead exhibits, wall hanging, and rotating display were chosen as car display techniques. Both artificial and natural lighting are preferred for lighting conditions. A fully air-conditioned museum preferred among other options. Among various functional spaces, the car customization space was selected. For providing automobile industry awareness, movie shows and display of 3D huge scale models selected. R&D and souvenir shops are chosen among additional features to the museum. Drive-in theatre selected for family entertainment. Zoning evolution. Initially, the idea was to stack floors one above the other, with two different zones consisting of entry, core, cafe, and activities as the first set, and second set consists of vintage, present, and futuristic timeline display. This was very conventional and hence to be improved. Introducing ramps to the project. Entry, cafe, and activity spaces zoned at the ground floor for easy access. The core building consisted of lift and stairs. All other display galleries were provided at the ramps. Infinity circulation ramps were introduced with a timeline gallery display. Separate entry block including reception and cafe provided at the entrance. Core and activities clubbed into one major building. Height restriction at intersection of ramps. Clear height of 6 meters not obtained. Spiral ramp planned to solve the height restriction at the intersection and thus clear height of 6 meters obtained. Height restriction at the intersection is solved by dividing ellipse equally. Zoning and proximity. The entry point of the building is further categorized into reception, museum office, and cafe. A mini forest was created at the entrance courtyard. Display gallery ramps placed along the direction of wind for natural ventilation. The core building consists of the activities area and all the service units. Drive-in theatre placed considering sun path. Infinity ramps connecting two separate building units. Entry to the infinity ramp display from reception after experiencing all the gallery at ramps and activities at core building. They reach back to the cafe at the entry point, thereby completing the infinity loop. Direct access from the ramps provided. Visitors can have an informative experience that includes R&D and discovery centers, and kids can have fun while they are here. No visitors entry since the ramp does not connect with its particular floor. The whole floor is thus dedicated to staff and car warehouse. The topmost floor contains a viewpoint and various other gathering spaces such as banquet hall and cafe so that visitors can take the advantage of the view. There are 3 different user groups at the museum. Museum visitors have access to ramp galleries, core and activities, cafes, and mini forest. Drive-in theatre visitors can only access the drive-in theatre and cafe. All other entries to the museums are restricted. Drive-in theatre functional hours are after museum hours. This also helps in avoiding further clashes. Site service users groups have access to every corner of the museum. Design evolution. Conventional museum planning with two separate three-story buildings. Three separate building blocks which contain galleries and activity spaces. Two separate ramps containing galleries and activities functional spaces were provided along the ramps. Introducing core and activities as a separate building. Two gallery ramps are connected to the core building. Infinity ramp circulation with no repetition in circulation. Clear height not obtained at the intersection of ramps. Infinity ramps connecting core and activities along with drive-in theatre. Clear height obtained at the intersection with 40-60 ramp planning. This shows a glimpse of different stages of the project. Exploded view. I-section vertical column supporting ramp beam at ground level. Three sets of I-section beams supporting ramps at different levels ranging from 7 meter, 14 meter and 21 meter. Two-story basement parking which includes mechanical and automated parking systems on each floor. Verandile trusses are provided for supporting beams that are not in direct contact with the ground. These trusses also add to the aesthetics. The core building consists of activities and other services. An iconic sculpture of Goodwill Festival of Speed is also constructed, which is also the highest point at the museum. This iconic structure pays a tribute to all 5 brands that are displayed at the museum. Facade skin consists of white steel sheets, panels, steel frames, and polycarbonate sheets. Site layout. The total site area is 5 acres, with a total built-up area of 1236 square meter, FAR of 0.59 and coverage of 26.8%. A total of 70 cars were displayed at the ramp with 124 square meter of display area for each car. The estimated time to cover the museum varies from 3.2 to 4 hours with a total walking distance of 865 meter. Sub-arterial road leads directly to the site. Security cabin placed at the entrance to help navigate the museum and drive-in theatre visitors. Goodwill Festival of Speed iconic sculptures also placed as a tribute to all the 5 brands displayed at the museum. Entry building blocks are placed at plus 3.2 meter level. Car lift provided at the site for an automated parking system in the basement without disturbing the vehicular circulation of the site. Fire escape stairs also provide access to the basement parking. Pond placed at the lowest contour of the site, conserving the gradual flow of water. Buses parking slots provided in the service road since not frequently used and thereby not interfering with the car circulation at the site. R&D workshop was placed at a level of 2 meter. Gets a clear view from the ramp above. The core entrance building consists of car entrance and lifts to transport cars into ramp galleries. HVAC and pump room separated by a fire escape stair in the middle provides easy access to service personnel. Drive-in theatre along with cafe and control room is also placed beside the core building. Circulation. The vehicular circulation path of various groups can be seen here. Museum visitors do not have access to the service road and drive-in theatre. The road leads beneath the ramp, thereby passing through several gathering spots. Dedicated road network provided for a drive-in theatre. All the roads are 2-lane roads for easy circulation. Museum service personnel have access to every road at the site. The first and third floors have ramp connections and hence core buildings acts as a transition space between ramps. In the case of the second floor, there is no connection with the ramp and hence the only access is through lift and this is dedicated to staff and the warehouse alone. Circulation in ramp at different levels is shown here. The circulation between exhibits also forms an infinity looping shape. Cars are placed in such a way that all 4 sides of the car can be viewed. Some of the cars are also placed in raised rotating disc. Seating spaces are also provided throughout the ramps. Services. HVAC room is placed outside the core building for easy air intake and for easy access by service personnel. HVAC duct also provided connecting all the floors. Fire stairs are placed at every 30-meter intervals. Fire duct placed near to plumbing duct. Fire truck access around the building with a road width of 6 meter. Pump room placed along the service road for easy access to the fire truck. Smoke detectors, sprinklers, and fire hydrant were used in the museum. Dedicated electrical duct provided with access. All the electrical services such as LT panel, HT transformer, vacuum circuit breaker, and generator zoned together. Dedicated ducts provided for fire, plumbing, HVAC, and electrical, all with service access to the duct for maintenance. The plumbing and fire duct placed 6 meter away from the electrical duct. The electrical and plumbing ducts are measured 2.5 meter by 2 meter and 2.5 meter by 1.2 meter respectively. 4 bus parking provided on the site. 120 cars parking in the basement. Pond and seating areas around the pond in the mini forest courtyard provide for ambient temperature and as a gathering area. Triangle landscaping inspired form Vendel trusses in the building. Drive-in theatre along with the cafe is also designed as a part of the landscape. STP tank is placed at the lowest contour which is at the center of the site considering natural flow. The plumbing duct connects with the manhole at the exterior of the building, which then connects to STP. Parking. Total parking was provided for 120 cars in the basement. 60 among these cars is dedicated to valet parking and is placed minus 2.5 meter level. The other 60 cars are parked using an automated parking system. A fully automated car parking system, also known as FACPS, is a type of puzzle automated parking system. All the references for this parking based on KLAUS Germany multi-parking systems. The main elements of systems are lifters, shuttle, and car pallet and entry room. A car lift with a rotating disc placed along with circulation road for better convenience. Fire escape stairs have access to both levels in the basement. Ventilation grills are provided in the basement which opens into the courtyard as shown here. Ground floor plan. A dedicated entrance gate and security cabin provided at the site entrance. Entry into building is welcomed by a reception of 333 square meter of area. The lounge is also flanged with a baggage scanner and locker room. The manager's cabin and CCTV room are placed along with the reception. The cafe and courtyards are accessible after completing the whole museum visit, since the starting and ending point here are the same. Core entrance floor plan. R&D workshop is placed in the courtyard so that people get to have an aerial view inside the department from ramps without entering in. The drive-in theatre is placed 20 meter away from the core building. The car customization is categorized into a painting studio, workshop, lounge, manager's cabin, and design studio. Hence, automobile enthusiasts who want their car customized can also visit the museum. The 5 brands that are chosen for display at the museum can set their sales showroom in 6 months rotation basis. The car sales showroom is categorized into a launch, sales, manager, and a car display. First floor plan. The first floor is at 7 meter, ramp approaching floor from 3 meter and leads to 14 meter. The R&D units consist of clay modeling, ergonomic studio, a conference room, and a design studio. Visitors have access to both clay modeling and ergonomics studio. Movement is restricted inside the design studio and conference room. The Discovery Center displays an upscale model of engine with the aim of educating the visitors. The kids section is equipped with toys and slides keeping them engaged while elders are visiting R&D and Discovery Center. The second floor is at 14 meter. There are no ramp connections to the second floor. The whole floor is dedicated to staff and the warehouse. There is no entry for visitors on the second floor. Common dining and dedicated locker room are provided for staff. The warehouse has 25 cars capacity. Cars can be changed without disturbing other cars. Ramps can be seen below. Third floor plan. The third floor is at 21 meter, a ramp approaching floor from 14 meter and leaves maintains 21 meter after reaching the core. Being the topmost floor, the spaces are zoned according to views. Two luxury cars are accessible to sit and enjoy the view from the viewpoint. Banquet halls have retractable partition walls so that they can be clumped together to have a larger space for meetings. Other facilities are the Fame Gallery and Cafe. Beam layout and false ceiling. The ground and second floor plan have similar beam layout. The beam layout at the first and third floor are similar since they have no ramp connections. The longer side of the beam measures 51 meter and the wider portion measures 29 meter. The beam grid varies from 5.5 meter by 5.5 meter to 7 meter by 7 meter. The longer side of the beam measures 38 meter and the wider portion measures 29 meter. The beam grids are similar to other beam layouts. A false ceiling is done with a depth of 1 meter from beams. There are track lights and spotlights provided for museum lightings. The ramp beam layout consists of I-section beams with a width of 15 meter. The diagonals beam area also provided supporting ramp. Section AA provides a longer side of the project. The highest point in the museum is at 40 meter, which is the tip of the Goodwill Festival of Speed iconic sculptures. The lowest portion of the basement is at 7 meter below ground level. Section CC provides a shorter side of the project. The higher point of the building is at 28 meter. Section BB provides a shorter side of the project. The higher point of the building in this end is at 21 meter. Fire escape stairs connecting all three floors can be seen in the section. Elevations. East and west side elevations are the longer sides. North and south side elevations are the shorter sides. Views. Special topic: Facade Management. This shows the relation between building, structure and facade. The building consists of infinity loops. Structure elements contain variable trusses, which also adds to aesthetical appearances. The building facade skin consists of Tamcore polyframe facade. The material used in facade skins is white steel sheet panels, steel frames and polycarbonate sheets. A single element of Tamcore polyframe consists of gussets, spline and strut. The length of spline members varies from 6 meter to 8.5 meter. Different facade skin options have been tried. Natural lighting from the roof consists of translucent polycarbonate sheets which are structurally strong, cost-effective and high thermal insulation compared to glass. Fins are provided at the longer side of the site according to the wind direction. This helps in cooling the interior. Facade layers show different stages from basic form to the final facade skin.